be seated number one, but the first thing I talk to the team about is it doesn't get us anything. To raise your finger as number one at the end of the season is what it means. So we're not too caught up in all of that. We know that we've got a tough regional. We're excited for the teams that are here and hope they have a great experience. But this team's going to be ready to play. We've been playing really well, and we're excited to be at home. And I think that's the most important thing, is counting on our crowd, fans, and sell out to help motivate us to get through this.
Questions for our student athletes?
So, you guys watch enough softball? Are you playing all the time? I mean, do you know about the teams in the regional before you get to this week?
Yes. I mean, they're all great teams. We know we can't take any team lightly from here on out, so we just have to come out and play our best game.
Giselle, what's it like going into this postseason? First time being at OU. What's it like for you just to enter this and to finally put on that Sooner uniform and postseason play?
It's very exciting. I mean, I feel like I've been here for a while. I know I just got here, but like it also feels like I've been here for a long time. So it's just really exciting.
For both Caleigh and Sidney, what is this like kind of going into your last tournament here? It seems like the whole season's been the build up for this for you guys.
I think it just feels good to be home, and it feels good that, I mean, it's our senior year and we get to like do this at home with like our fans, and so I think it's special for us.
Yeah, I agree with Cece. We haven't had much home games all year, so it's nice to be home and play in front of our home crowd.
Was it okay to be on the road that much, believing that you would be home in the next, to host the first regional and maybe the second if you're fortunate enough to advance?
Yeah, playing on the road's a lot of fun, especially with this group of girls. We always go and do fun things, so keeps us busy, and we call us the Road Warriors. We have fun on the road.
Coach, what have you seen from University of Maryland, Baltimore County, that stands out so far?
Very good young pitcher. Her numbers are off the charts, so she's had a lot of success. Teams that they find ways to score runs, but anytime a team knows how to win a championship, which they did, they know how to win. So you can't, again, these guys, you can't take anything lightly, especially those who know how to win championships.
Do you guys have any more questions for our student athletes?
I got one.
Everybody have one.
You guys have played so well. I mean, it's been so much fun covering you because you seem to be having so much fun, all of you, the joy. Now we get into postseason. Can you still play that way? Can you still play with such joy that whatever happens, happens, or does everything get ratcheted up a little bit?
No, our goal in this postseason is to not change anything. So I think you'll still see us having joy in the journey. So that's our goal from here on out, and it has been all season.
I think the postseason is the most fun, so I think you might see it turned up a notch, honestly.
Maybe for all three of you, you know, you could have gone, you're 49-2, I think. You could have gone 45-6. It'd be a terrific season. You'd be hosting a regional. You'd be in position to host a, but I mean, 49-2 is sort of insane. Was there a point at which you sort of had this idea, we're not going to lose again? I mean, when did you realize, if you realized, that you were on this level?
Honestly, this team just plays to win. We don't really look at, I don't know, we don't look to lose. It's more of just having the mentality of just playing to win every game that we play and just going all out for it.
I think it's cool that it ended up like that, but it's not something that we like focused on or tried to do or create. It's just something that happened because we like to compete and we like to win. So when we're doing that, get some good results, I guess.
Yeah, same thing. I mean, they said it all. You can't say much better than that. We're just playing to win and having, again, like joy in the journey and enjoying our time with each other. And I guess like part of me is also playing for our seniors and that incredible class. And we're just playing for each other, and I think that's the biggest thing.
Anything else for G, Sidney, and Caleigh?
Thanks, ladies.
You three can get out of here.
Thank you.
Patty, you've had so many great pitchers, especially left-handers, that have led you guys through the postseason. You get Gina transferred in along with Shannon. She looks so much better now than she did at the first of the year. What turned her on? What got her going?
I think she needed time. And she did get here in January, and she had 3 weeks with us before we got started. So her beginning of her season was not great. But the more she spent time with Coach Rocha and the rest of our pitching staff, they really feed off of each other. They're a little sisterhood, and there's not one main leader. They all kind of share the innings. They all respect each other, so they are a really great tag team. But she needed time to get to know this team, to get to know her new pitching coach. And once she kind of let down her guard and trusted it, it just took off.
Patty, I want to say, and I could be a faulty memory, I may be attributing something to you that never happened, but when you guys won the World Series 3 seasons ago with such a young team, I have some vague memory of you saying at some point, oh, we may actually be pretty good. I don't know that this is a rebuilding year like that year, but I mean, well, it isn't. But was there a point this season where it went from, regular high expectations to sort of a ceiling like you've now sort of...
If I'm telling the truth, I did not know that we would, if you asked me if I thought we would have a winning streak of 39, I would be surprised by that, because we had a lot of new players. We had 2 new pitchers who were replacing 2 of the best that have ever played for us, in both Paige Parker and Paige Lowry. I got a new shortstop who's replacing our captain. I got a new catcher who didn't get a lot of time behind the plate. Got a new center fielder. There's a lot of new positions. I've got Grace Green playing first when Shay can't. So there's a lot of newness on the team. But what has made this group go, truly, is the senior class, because they really embrace them. They know that they need these players to win, so they handled it the right way. It's not, why'd you do this? I've had some upperclassmen that have been really hard on the new players, but this group really embraced these guys, and the more comfortable they got, the more you got to see them take off. Specifically, I think Grace Lyons has done a phenomenal job at shortstop, but Grace Green and the way she's hitting as a freshman, I didn't expect it, but they want to live in the world of these seniors. And when you're living in a world with Sid Romero and Caleigh, Clifton, and Folly, and Shay, you're going to have to elevate, and they're doing that. So it's been really impressive to see from the young group.
Patty, just one more thing on the streak. Arizona has the record at 47 games, but they did that over 2 seasons in 96 and 97. You kind of looked back the other day about how much more parity there is now. Like, how much harder do you think 39 games is now versus maybe 47?
Well, I'm not taking away anything from Arizona, because they have been the elite program for a long, long time and absolutely dominating. For us, in the schedule that we played, we lost to the number 2 and number 3 team, or wherever Florida State and UCLA are ranked. And we weren't very good early in the season. So what I really love is that these guys have been on the ropes, and they've found ways to win a couple extra inning games. They come out and attack. They don't press. They don't push. They have confidence. They don't panic, which is really important. They don't think of, we're losing by 4, what if we don't? They just keep going. And they understand that as long as you give them an out to work with, they're going to find ways to do it.
It's becoming a theme every year now, but how good is it to have home field throughout this thing?
Well, the fact that it sold out as quickly as it did is a testimony to not just our fans here in Oklahoma, who have been dying to see us at home, so maybe that helped to make them a little more hungry to come out and buy a ticket. But I think they're proud of the Sooners and what they've accomplished, and they want to help them get to the next step. Home field advantage is off the charts when you have good fans. And one of the things that just makes me go, wow, in my lifetime is when I pull up 2 hours, 15 minutes prior to the game, and there are lines down the street waiting to get into the gates 2.5 hours prior to game time. People are scalping tickets. people were scalping tickets to the OU Texas weekend for $300+, and we're like, what? And that's exciting for us. That means people want to see good product, good games, all of that. So it's just a great time to be in this game and to kind of feel like the Sooners have a little bit of something to do with it, along with a lot of other programs. It's makes me really happy.
Patty, how good is your pitching staff going in? I mean, you've had some of the best ever, so how
They're
good's this
good.
one?
You look at their numbers, and we got a little bit of everything. So you've got Giselle from the left side. You got Mariah throwing hard, good biting rise balls. You've got Shannon throwing hard, mixing speeds. They can bring a lot of different looks. And if you look at their numbers, they're almost all completely even, and the ERA as a staff is almost under 1. So they're really working to dominate hitters, and they're very prideful, but they also would give it up to our defense, who's been saving them quite a bit too.
What is the sort of 1-minute story on Sidney Ramirez? Sort of, if she'd had just the year she had previously, she'd have a great season, but it's been quite a bit. I mean, she's just sort of gone off. And I said to her the other day, I said, "You're slugging 848." She said, "I don't even know what that is." So, which I was hoping maybe says something about her. You know, she's just playing.
She's just playing. I think that's really how you could describe this team. If you ask them about things, they don't know. They're oblivious. Some of them might know, but they just don't admit that they know. I don't show them numbers. We don't have stats posted. It's not about that. It's not about that, and nor is it about the individual awards. But I think Sid Romero would tell you that she felt that she might have disappointed the team a little bit at this time last year, because she started to really press, and it showed. And she wasn't having fun, because she was trying to do so much for the team that she overdid it. She learned a valuable lesson, and that's what you're seeing right now. Cece learned a valuable lesson. Fale learned a valuable lesson. And that is why I think these guys are having great senior years, because they didn't perform the way they wanted to in postseason as juniors, and they want to do it right, and they know how.
Well, Sydney, when she talked to me, she complimented her strength coach, her hitting coach. But is your, am I getting from you that she relaxed more than that stuff, or maybe along with that stuff, she just relaxed?
Absolutely, 100%. And that's just, again, learning a great lesson of how not to go about it. When you got it, why are you trying harder when you got it? And anytime you try harder in this game, you could tell a football player to hit harder, or, but in this game, it's like golf. It's just it's got to be fast, it's got to be free, it's got to be smooth. And when you're trying to hit something hard or over the fence, it's usually a routine pop-up. So we learned some good lessons, and I think that's been carrying us along.
Anything else for Coach?
Thanks, Patty.
Thank you, guys. We gotta get
Thanks,
some
Patty.
air conditioning in here.
Yeah, well, were the fans not on because of the noise?
Yeah, it's too loud.